Yes.
My name's Tina Reese. I am the secretary of the fire company. I'm also the president of the auxiliary. So one of the main things that I do as a secretary is I get the bills together and I send the bills down to you. And that's one of the things that we're having a lack of communications of in this new process we're having. And John Fink and myself came down and talked to Mike English. We sat with you for about an hour and 15 minutes over the past month. And we're trying to narrow down this, this communications process on how you want to see these bills. Now, to make everybody understand, that it's here. We used to send a spreadsheet down to Borough Council. We used to pay the bills prior to their meeting, and what I did was, or what anybody who was a secretary prior that was in this room, a secretary, we used to open the bills up. The fire company would approve, the trustees of the fire company would approve the bills. They would pay the bills, they would give them to council. Council would look at them and send a check down to the fire company every month. And that's how we would get our appropriation. And, up from the budget that was approved from the year before, for that year. And what's happened now is, that's kind of changed. And we're trying to figure out how we're going to get our bills paid. Because, this year's budget basically, you guys have said anything fire related would be 100% approved, in being paid. And one of the questions is, and this came up in a conversation earlier today, was, and Mike, we use this as an example, John and I use this as an example with you. So say our pump, broke on our truck. You get a quote, we send it down to you, Mike. You're gonna have to send it out to council, and council's gonna have to approve it, and we're gonna have to, get somebody to go get it fixed, and then it'll have to get fixed. This is an emergency purchase. This is an emergency fix. This is not something that we can't wait on getting something like this fixed. This is a fire truck. This is not like a dump truck. This is not, a pickup truck that, is sitting in public works. This is a fire truck. This is a piece of apparatus that goes out and saves lives. This is not something that's just sitting around that you might have a backup truck for that you could get, and nothing against public works, please don't take it back. I'm not, putting them down or anything. But this is not something like that. This is a life-saving piece of apparatus. This is something that obviously needs to be fixed right away. We're not going to sit there and wait for 7 people to make up their minds whether or not, or 3 people, on our public safety, to wait for, oh yeah, you could get it fixed. These guys are going to go get it fixed, and your guys are going to get a bill. And basically Mike was like, well, you may or may not get it, paid because you didn't get approval for it. I mean, that's kind of like a lack of communication thing for us. We're looking at you going, you mean to tell us if our pump breaks on our truck, we got to wait for you guys to approve it? I mean, for us, and that goes back to the lack of morale. Another thing that came up, we were told in one of our meetings that the Christmas tree lighting was not sanctioned by the borough, because we had it at the firehouse. We offered our tree because it was, you guys don't have a tree anymore. Unfortunately it was cut down, so we offered our tree, and then we were told it wasn't sanctioned by the borough. The firehouse got the church across the street, Bluestone was involved with that. Our firehouse was involved with that. There was other community park and rec, I asked some people from park and rec to get involved with that, and other people to get involved with that. I actually, unfortunately, I got my auxiliary involved with that. I didn't have money from the auxiliary to get involved. I talked a lot to the mayor about that. We went back and forth, with different things. Wanted to make it a spectacular event for him, being his first year. And I thought it was a great event. I thought it went great. And then I said, Mike, I handed a receipt to the mayor to try and get reimbursed because it came out of my pocket for the kids to have some things to do. Mayor and I talked about it. And Mike's thing was, well, we need the ornaments back because, the borough owns them. And I said, there's no ornaments. What are you talking about? Well, here, Mike, I was lucky enough that some of the kids left some ornaments back. So here's the ornaments. So if you like them, I can hand them to you and you can keep them. But these are the ornaments that we were talking about. And this is an ornamental kit. So these were the kits that we were talking about. So this is the kind of stuff that, you know, maybe it's a lack of communications a little bit on both sides, but, you know, we definitely need to sit down. And I don't think maybe sitting down every other month is a good idea. I think we should sit down every month. And I think that's why John was saying about, you know, and I know this is why we want to be put on the agenda every month. You know, because we want to get up here, have a report given by the fire department. You know, have a report given by the fire marshal. We have a fire marshal. We don't hear from the fire marshal. You know, we should have a fire marshal's report given, you know, to the fire department every month. You know, we have buildings that are always, you know, being put up, being, you know, placed all over the place, you know, and we don't know anything that's going on. You know, and these are items that the fire department needs to know. That's life safety for us. And I got off the little topic off the bills because, you know, I've been a firefighter for 30 years this year. You know, I've been with Conshohocken for 30 years, actually my life member over there in Conshohocken, and I've been with George Clay 15 years, you know, this year. So, you know, West Conshohocken means a lot to me. You know, these guys and women, they mean a lot to me. Your residents mean a lot to me. You know, and I'm very thankful for this borough. So I really wish that you guys would really consider what John said and what Dennis said so far and what you're going to hear else tonight. I definitely think we need a workflow chart. I think Mike and myself and John need to sit down a lot more. And I think we need to discuss these bills a lot more and how they're going to be paid, because it's definitely, I don't want any more undue work on myself. I'm a volunteer. You know, yes, I have 3 jobs. Okay, I'm a volunteer also, and I need to be able to do this very unseemingly, where it's not going to do a lot more work on me, and definitely not put a lot of work on Meg, because I don't think she needs any more work with bills coming down here to try and figure out our bills, you know, and we just need to be able to work through this, and make it so it's not like we're waiting for our bills to be paid, and it's not going to make it more difficult, you know. Because I don't think your drop boxes need to be more full of our bills, looking at our bills. But anybody in this room, yourselves included, can come up, and our doors are always open. If you guys want to see anything, we always open our doors. You can see anything. We have tours all the time. If you want to see our books, we open everything. We're like the open door policy for everyone. I've seen it this past week. You know, our letters went out, and there was people knocking on our doors, and we were showing people everything. We had more tours and conversations with people. I'm so glad. I hope some of those people that showed up are here tonight. I really am. You know, I wish I met them, but, you know, so I think that's all I have. I don't know who's going next.
All right, thank you.
So,